I was working on a summer hoodie. I think I made this hoodie in lace paisley hoodie in 2017. So the waistband, like I said earlier, it's going to be the same as making the wristband. The only difference is the shape. This is the waistband shape. Opened up, it's just straight. Whereas in the cuff, it has like this shape. It's not straight. It's kind of goes in and then goes back out, but it's the same way you construct it. So this waistband, it basically looks like this. You fold it and it kind of goes around. You attach it here and it kind of goes around the waist. So when we do the waistband, we're gonna use the ribbing, and then if you see from where my finger is to from here to here, this is its kind of where it normally sits. Like if you're using a non-stretch ribbing, you would just keep the ribbing the same length as the body of the waistband. But since it's ribbing, it stretches, so stretch it and kind of just pull, or it helps to fold it too. So fold it and kind of just like pull. So this is the original state there. So then we can pull, but don't pull too much, because if you pull too much, when it retracts back, it'll get really tight. So you just want to just pull, kind of just keep it as natural. Just pull like slightly. It stretches to this point. So then you can chalk it. So the difference is kind of like maybe an inch, like 1.5 inches. From here to here, it's like 1.5 inches. So now you can open it up with your new point there. You can just place the pattern on top and just trace. So notice it's shorter than the original pattern. So now you can just cut it out. Also keep in mind, like every ribbing's different, so you would have to do that, test it with each kind of ribbing you do. Like it might have been the difference, like with this one was 1.5 inches, maybe a different ribbing would be 2 inches or 3 inches. Like it just depends with the stretch of each rib. So you just test. After you have it cut out, it'll look something like this. So now you can unfold it and then fold it this way, and you can see it'll be put together like that. You can just stretch it to fit now. I don't know, it's just kind of hard to explain, but hope it was clear enough. So now when you sew it, just like the waist, it's just like the wristband, you're gonna do the same thing. So you fold it in half, and then you're gonna sew it there. So with this cup, you would do the same thing. You would fold it in half, and then sew it here to close the cuff. So it closed here. So if you have an overlock machine like this, you can just go ahead and like, you can close the waistband here. You can close the waistband with this overlock machine, but if you don't, you can just use the sewing machine and close the seam. If you have an overlock machine, like I said earlier, it'll look something like that. Just in case you forgot, like the inside of how your t-shirts are finished, and it prevents the fabric from fraying. Make sure the right sides are facing the outer shell, not the wrong sides. Make sure the right sides are facing. And we'll sew it 1/4 of an inch from the edge. So you're gonna flip it over, turn it right side out, and then you'll fold it. So it'll look like something like this. So now, you see, it's like that. So now it just stretches in. It'll fit into the waist of the body. So you can match the seam that's already here that we just sewed. So we match it with this side seam here. We match it with this side seam here. So you match this side. And then to make sure it's even, you can cut a notch or a slit just on the other side. Cut a notch on this side to mark this side of the hoodie to match it. You can just mark it with chalk if you want. So we know it's like around here. Now we can just cut a notch. And then we can just match it down to this. And just pin the seams. And to make it easier, since there's like 2 layers, you can sew it. You can sew all the way around so it's easier. So it's just one piece, so it doesn't like open up like this. So I'll just top stitch, edge stitch all the way around, so it won't be 2 separate fabrics. 1/16 from the edge. So now it's like one piece. You can't separate it like earlier. So it'll be like easier to sew now. So now you can just match notches and seams together. You can just pin it. And then now you'll flip it over like kind of like that. So now it just stretches in. So when you sew, make sure the ribbing is on the bottom. So when you put it into the machine, make sure the ribbing's on the bottom. And then you'll kind of ease the ribbing into the waistband. Or you can just keep pinning every, I don't know, inch. So now we're pretty much done. So like something like this. So you'll pretty much do the same thing with the sleeves. So now you're pretty much done. I was looking for a fabric for the summertime. I wanted something lightweight. I needed something, or if I went to a barbecue or a summer party, where I could just throw on some shorts, some black shorts, some Chuck Taylors, and some Chucks. Hoodies are normally like a fleece fabric, so it's kind of heavyweight, thick. What kind of fabric could I use that would be lightweight and breathable for the summer? I've been to the fabric store like a million times and I kind of know what's in the store. Like I know each section and what kind of fabric, if it's wool, if it's twill, cotton. One day I was thinking like, I saw a lace fabric and I was thinking that's perfect because it was lightweight and it was breathable, it's thin, it had perforations so to let air come through. But then as I would go into the store and look for lace, I kind of just saw flower prints and things I wasn't interested in. So then I just started Googling online and then I saw that there was like paisley. I saw a lace paisley pattern. I saw, I think from Fashion Fabric Clubs or Mood Fabrics, but then I found like or maybe I found this on Etsy. So I was thinking like this is like perfect because it's like, and I don't think that I've seen a hoodie, pullover hoodie made with lace that was a paisley pattern. It's kind of close to like a bandana print, and I feel like a bandana print, paisley print just hits to me, so I felt like it would be like the perfect fabric for summertime.